The time is just gone 8:25 a.m. and we continue with the broadcast on News View this morning. And we are now going across to be joined by the leader and the president of the Jama-ah party, Ganief Hendricks. We're talking about their contribution towards the Maintenance Act having its first reading today in the National Assembly. But Ganief, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to your listeners.
Well, clearly, Buta Hanif, this is a very defining moment, and I've seen your media release saying that how proud you are that the Al Jama party has its first bill, and this is the maintenance amendment bill we're talking about, and the first reading taking place before the National Assembly this morning.
Now, look, the announcement is being made. The debate will take place on the 22nd of September. It has been published in the Government Gazette, so all the protocols is taking place. This is the first time that there is now a bill in Parliament by a smaller party. It's called a private members' bills. As you know, most bills come from the president and the cabinet and the governing party. And so inshallah, we hope the bill will succeed and that the other 399 members of parliament will vote in favor of it because it will help reduce gender-based violence. It will be a victory for women to fight their cases in the maintenance court. The amendments that we have made is to give women assistance with traveling and accommodation when they have to go to the maintenance court. At the moment, only the defendant, which is mostly men, gets such assistance, and the Act does not provide assistance for the complainant, which are women, and these women are indigent. Men haven't been paying maintenance, so there's no food on the table for the kids. Where must they get money for traveling? And where must they get money if they have to stay over? And many of them come from outlying areas to where the maintenance courts are. And then also, as you know, that maintenance resolution of complaints by women that men, for example, do not nafaka them or pay maintenance can sometimes take up to 5 years if clever lawyers delay the proceedings. Of course, you need a judgment by a magistrate, and the courts, they have their own timelines, and during COVID, it was terrible for women. So we have introduced an amendment allowing for arbitration and mediation after 1 month that the woman later complained to speed up resolution of claims of women for maintenance where men fail to pay maintenance and there's no food on the table for the children. And then thirdly, we've also asked for interim relief. You can't wait month after month for a determination. So we have asked that after the woman has later complained, completed the documents, there is a prima facie case, that an interim amount be paid per child equal to a foster parent grant. Some people just claim 100 Rand a month, others claim 10,000 Rand a month a child, depending on the financial circumstances and what the children were used to when everything was fine in a marriage. So inshallah, there will also be that opportunity for an application to be considered by the magistrate for interim relief until a final determination is made with regard to that matter. So this amendments to the Maintenance Act will be a significant contribution that will benefit hundreds and thousands of women in South Africa, because unfortunately we have a culture of men not wanting to pay maintenance.
Yes, Buta Hanif, I think what is extremely interesting in, as you mentioned, that this is coming through from one of the smaller parties and the Al Jama party at this point in time. How is this likely to be received by the other political parties when the reading takes place?
Look, yesterday in Parliament, the ACDP, which is a Christian party, the Inkatha party, other parties came forward to congratulate Al Jama and said that this is the first time where a bill of a small party is coming before the National Assembly in our over 20 years, democracy that has always been the ruling party that makes legislation. I said we have three bills. The other one is to get the Nikah certificate recognized so that it can result in a valid South African marriage certificate. And just yesterday, I cornered the Minister of Home Affairs, and he then explained how easy it is to get a valid South African South African marriage certificate after the Concord judgment, and that you just have to comply with very minimum requirements, present yourself at Home Affairs, bring your IDs, and then you get a valid South African marriage certificate. And you know that the ulama has been battling to do that for the last 20 years without success. There's no Muslim marriages that was not accepted. And Al Jama has a second private member's bill, which is a registration of the nikah. And the third one, amendments to the Divorce Act, so that women who've contributed to the third estate can get relief and get their money back, in the case of a talak or a divorce or a hula. So Al Jama has now three bills in Parliament, three private members' bills. So we are legislating, contributing. And it's not easy to get a bill for the National Assembly. It has to have constitutional muster. It has to meet the rules of Parliament. It has to be written in a certain language, in a certain format. And this amendments to the Maintenance Act, we started in December when it was published in the Government Gazette. The Speaker paid the 75,000 Rand for the cost because the Concord rule that members of Parliament must have the same privileges and support which the President gets when he submits a bill. So they gave me three lawyers, advocates who assist us. We had Fairuz Nagia, our advocate, to take the lead. And alhamdulillah, we now have a bill that is has constitutional muster. It meets the rules of Parliament. And it's going to help men and women in the country and not only Muslims.
Well, Buta Kharif, I must say that, obviously this is a very, very defining moment. And as you mentioned in your media statement, proud to announce, this bill. And this obviously is going to go a long way. And I'm just seeing a message that has come through. And it says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers in Deen. I would like to advise the Honorable Hazrat Ganief Hendricks to gather the ulama, Islamic scholars to assist him in terms of setting up some of the Islamic laws. It is proven that some of the laws are approved by the government and bit by bit will end up having the Sharia law ruling here in this beautiful country of ours, and the crime statistics will reduce effectively. So this was just some advice that's come through with regard to gathering ulama to also assist you when it comes to some of these issues.
We really appreciate it. I met with the Sunni Ulama Council in Swani over the weekend. Their full membership, they had a monthly meeting. A week before that, we met with the UKSA and representatives from their nine structures. And we invited precisely the ulama to join with us so that we can pass the laws that your listener referred to in Parliament with an Islamic ethos, Islamic principles, and so we accept that advice. But as you know, the ulama is very slow to respond. They listen to a half an hour presentation and they say they will come back to us. UPSA said so. Maulana Bam was there. Everyone was there. The president was there. We met with the president of the Sunni Ulama Council, very supportive, congratulated us, complimented us, but they don't come forward. They just then leave it. So I hope that your listener makes dua for us, your other listeners as well, so that we work hand in hand with the ulama because we need their guidance, we need their dua to move forward. And this is a very important matter as far as nafaka is concerned. It's a vital Islamic principle, and we want to introduce that concept, that ethos, into the minds of men of all South Africans, no matter what the religion is. They must nafaka their women.
Well, Buddha Ganief, Jazakallah khairan so much for that. And yes, once again, we congratulate you. We congratulate the Al Jama party. And clearly, this is a wonderful moment. And this is a moment also to celebrate this bill, as you mentioned, and which was prepared by Advocate Feiruz Nagya. All the best to you and your party. And for today with the reading of the bill. And Jazakallah, as always, for coming on, talking to us here on Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum.
Ganief Hendricks, the president of the Al Jama party, and I see one of the listeners, is Sakumzi Mtombeni. That was a question that came through with regard to the ulama, and also saying, and I pray that all South African Muslims to join this party to be strong in support. Well, that was the message that's come through. We come back, we'll be joined by Imran Mukaddam, gun-wielding gangsters targeting Prasa, derailing the Western Cape train line while repairs were being conducted. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back.